Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, March 12th. Welcome. Um, it's been 3 weeks. I was going to record last week, but then Dax wanted to go do something, so it wound up being an all-day thing. He just wanted to go walk around a trail in the park, but we looked at the trail when we got there, and it went a little ways and then just ended. So it wasn't very long. It wasn't worth even doing that. So instead, we went out to eat and drove around, and it was all good. But that meant I wasn't here to do a video. So we're at 3 weeks again, and I decided it's like 6 o'clock right now that I better go ahead and do it, or it'd be another week. And I didn't want to keep putting it off. So, in the busier it gets in tax season, the more likely I am not to take the time to record a video. So here we are. Anyway, regardless. So, obviously, we've been busy at work. Yesterday I made him mostly take the day off. We did go into the office for just a little bit. But then some friends came by to drop off their tax stuff. And so we sat and chatted for about an hour, and there you go. Then we went and picked up Addison and Jacob, and we went to the rodeo in Austin and watched the rodeo, and Aaron Watson was singing. They didn't have very many competitors show up for the rodeo because the rodeo in Houston's going on right now also. And if you're looking for points for national finals, Houston's a bigger rodeo, bigger payout, all of that good stuff. So, but it was nice hanging out with the kids and all of that good stuff. So, anyway, I've done stitching. For real. So, out of July, August 1992, cross stitching country crafts, it looks like this. Just looking at the name on it. It's my name, just a different one. I'm working on these apples. This is on my 20 projects in 20. I jumped all over the place. I worked on this apple. I filled in some on this. It just needs the stem, and I think there's a leaf on it. I filled in some down here. So I just kind of was all over the place with this one. I don't know. I don't know about that whole getting it done. I'm thinking not terribly likely. Sorry, my needle minders are sticking together. I have a huge pile over here, and it's taking a lot just to keep it from falling into the floor. I don't need the needle minders making it more complicated. Out of this Disney Christmas cross stitch leaflet, I am doing Thumper right here. And I can see that that's not focusing, or it doesn't look like it is. I've started this one 2 or 3 times, and I don't know why I keep getting off, but I do. But here we are. It's a little tiny ornament. It should have been done a long time ago, but obviously it's not. This time I worked on fixing what I messed up, and then I put in the white here and on his foot, which is kind of hard to see. That's probably part of my problem. But you know how that goes. Out of this cow, it's called Cows and More Cows. I'm doing the Cow Marathon Gothic. So, last time I talked about the fact that I realized that when I started this, I was doing 1/1, And then at some point I went to 2/1 without realizing it. I like the coverage of the 2/1 better. It's on an 18 count, but I could still see through that. Well, I thought that I would be really smart and just go back with the colors and just do another leg over the top leg a second time over those colors. And I did it like this little part right here and got completely lost while I was doing it. And so now I'm frogging out this part. I frogged out some, and as you can see, got tired of doing it. So I moved over and started on the other side of the jacket, and hopefully I'll be consistent and do that one with 2. It's been nuts. This is one of my new starts. It's from the 2011, from the calendars. Like I said, it's like every 2 days. This one, theirs is on a navy blue, but I had this piece of scrap that's kind of a dark mottled gray, and I thought that would look pretty good for nighttime sky. So I decided, I had navy blue, but I decided I like this better. And you can see I got a great big start on the tree. And it actually shows up on here, which it doesn't show up so much on there. So I'm hoping that means it was a good choice. Doesn't matter if it was a horrible choice. I'm going to keep doing it. So there we go. You know, I stitch in a hoop, and I really prefer a 5-inch hoop because I put my hand behind what I'm stitching on the hoop, and I use this finger generally to guide my needle. And when we had that freeze a few weeks ago, I was cutting vegetables for dinner, and the knife slipped, and I cut through the back of my fingernail on this finger up here close to the top. But it was too deep for me to take the nail off. I had to wait and let it grow out and grow off. But I wore a Band-Aid on it for a week or so just to keep that from moving around and catching on things and all of that rigmarole. All of that's beside the point. My point is, I had the Band-Aid on my finger, and it's the finger that I use to guide my needle. And I actually had no idea how much I used it until I stitched through that Band-Aid about 4 times. I'm telling you, it was frustrating. But live and learn, right? And the lesson I learned is someone else should cut the vegetables for dinner. Out of this cross stitch in Country Crafts, March, April 1986. You can see I like all the newest things, the latest stuff. I'm doing this one. I'm actually doing all 3 of them. But this time I worked on this one. This one I am the farthest along with them. And this time I finished filling in this quilt. No, I finished filling in this one. And then I came back down to start on the row coming across again. So I did all of that. I got the basket handle in there, but that's as far as I've gotten on the basket. This is another one of my new starts. This is a Snowflower Diaries. If you haven't been to her website, her blog, you should go. And she also has a Facebook page. But on her blog, she has all kinds of free patterns, and this is one of them. It's called Spring Bunny Love. This is how far I got. It's fantastic. I made sure that I put my needle minder up at the top so that I would know what was going on the next time I picked it up, because it'll probably be a while. It will probably be a while. I worked on Perfect Pumpkin. This is another one of my 20 in 20. And y'all, I am making good progress. Oh my goodness. So since last time I've worked on this, it's come up a few times. I think since last times I've put in the perfect. I've continued the border across the top here. And I know I've put in, I'm pretty sure I finished this pumpkin and this one. Maybe even the sunflower and stuff. I don't know. I don't remember last time I showed you. But I have hopes that this one actually can be accomplished as one of my 20. This one is Janlin, I think. It's called Ruffled Feathers. I call it Rooster Pin. This is on my list of 20. I have no hope of this one getting done this year. All I had was the little red line at the top for where I started it. It's apparently one that was a start, and that's the only time I stitched on it. So this time, basically, I filled in with black. So, and I know my needle minder is ridiculously large, especially when I stitch in a 5-inch hoop. He takes up almost all of it, but he's very lightweight. He weighs almost nothing, and I can't bring myself to take him off. I'm weird that way. I can't bring myself to do it. When we were out there cleaning up, the cleanup goes on. We're still cleaning, but when we were first out there cleaning up from the ice storm, one of the branches had a bird's nest. One of the branches that had fallen had a bird nest in it. And it had petals from a sunflower in it. Like they tried to brighten up their home. But it had that bird's nest in it. I told Dax, I can't put that in the fire. I cannot burn that. And because that man is so good to me, he indulges me in all of my crazy. He just took it and set it aside. So I wouldn't have to. He didn't just go, oh, you're so stupid, and throw it into the fire. He is like, if it's going to bother you, put it over there. So it's not just my needle minders. This one is a free pattern. I had found it on Pinterest. Maybe that might not even be true, but I think I found it on Pinterest. It's birdhouses by the month. Each month has a different birdhouse. It doesn't say the month on them or anything. I don't have anything but the pattern. So I don't have a finished picture to even show. I have gone back to try to find these, and the website kind of is cut off down here at the bottom of my page. But even through Pinterest, I've gone back and tried to find them, and I can't. So I don't know where they are anymore. But this time I finished filling in the hat. I had worked on this one before. And then I came down here and did the pot and some of the sand that's around it. I had done more, but I was off, so I had to take it out. That may be my theme this time. It seems to be a recurring thing, and not a good one. I worked on, again, from Snowflower Diaries. Like I said, you should go look at her blog because she has a lot of free patterns. She did a Joyful World Stitch Along several years ago. This is the October one. I've got all of mine started. January is on my get finished this year in my 20. Most of these I went ahead and got started during Stitch Mania last year. But anyway, here is where I am in October. I had this little bit of the border done in that part of that butterfly. So I filled in here, finished the butterfly, and added the other. I was missing, look at all this thread. Do you see all of that thread? You see that brand new one? Out of all that thread, how is it possible that I was missing a color? But I was. So next time I'll go finish filling in where that color goes. It's ridiculous, that's all I'm saying. This is one that, again, obviously I had only stitched on it the one time when I started it. Probably much like my weekly starts for the last year and a half now, or something like that. It's this Lizzie Kate, and it says good things come to those who stitch. And I am doing this. All I had from before was this blue line across the top. I am doing this on, it's linen, and I'm doing it 1/2. It's a very, very high count. But if you can see, that's 1/2. So I got all of that done because I only had this, like I said, that little bit of blue across the top. So I got all of that done. This is a linen table runner that I bought at Target years ago in their dollar spot. When I'm done, I'm going to turn this into a project bag. So, and after I do that, I will still have a ton left to do something else with. So, that will be fun. And y'all, I sit here and I struggle with that because I don't necessarily love linen, but I love the idea of that. And it's so tiny. And it just occurred to me, I shouldn't even admit to this, just this week, Dax does leather work. And because he really didn't want to pull everything out only to work a little while and put everything back up, I set up a table for him in the corner of our bedroom so that he could have his stuff set up and ready to go when he wanted to work on it, to try to make it easier. Because you know how it is. If you want to sew something and you've got to get the sewing machine out and put it on your dining table, and you just wind up not doing it because you can't leave it set up. And so I set that up for him, and he does sometimes. He's usually at the office or out working in the yard. So he doesn't use it all that much. But it's been like that, I don't know, 3 years, maybe more, probably not less. And it occurred to me this very week that the light that is clamped onto that table is a magnifier with the light in it. I could be using that, but it sits there. Every day I walk past it multiple times, and it only just occurred to me that on small stitches like that, I could be using that, except for I'm not bright enough to notice. Yeah, seriously, it's bad. Okay, out of the Christmas 1991 celebrations to cross stitch and craft, I'm doing the Santa, the white Santa there. That's what he looks like. I'm doing the whole thing. And I'm doing mine on, it's a really dark red. Sometimes the lighting makes it look really much brighter than it is. But he is also on my list of 20. I have hopes. But this time I got his face in and got started on the wreath around his head. So that makes me very happy. At the start of the year, I know I didn't have his beard or his face. I'm not sure if I had his hand or not. But there's a lot of stitching to go on the bottom. But I'm almost through with the top half. So that gives me hope. A little bit. This isn't a magazine. Friendship Quilts by Paula Vaughn. This is on my list of 20, and I have zero hopes of getting it finished. But I'm getting there, like I've said before. Maybe if I could get this half finished, that would make me happy. This time I came down here and worked in this pot and started on some of the flooring. I would really like to get to the bottom, you know, over here to see where it's going to be. And I wanted something that was not as confetti heavy as the quilt is. So, I mean, there's only 3 colors of floss in that pot. It's not like it doesn't have it. But oh well. It's Paula Vaughn, and you know I love it. Little House Needleworks, the Sheep Virtues. This one's Simplicity. This one is on my list of 20. And look at that, y'all. Do you see that? At the beginning of the year, I had this row up here at the top. That was it. So, I was doing the 4x4 with Camping Stitcher's Facebook group. The Camping Stitcher. Chris is her name. This is, you're supposed to, well, you don't have to. There are no supposed to. The idea is an hour each, 4 projects. You put in 4 hours. Take the time over a weekend to give yourself 4 hours to do something you enjoy. After my hour, I was like, this could be a finish. There isn't that much left. And so I kept stitching for another hour. And then I said, there isn't that much left. So then I kept stitching for another hour. And then I was like, there isn't that much left. So I have no idea how much time I actually put in on it, because when I started it, I had the top border, the sun, and I believe that birdhouse. And I did the rest of it. But I'm thrilled that it's done. It took me well over an hour. I only actually, well, I worked on 3 things. I didn't get the third one, a picture taken. I worked on Abigail's stocking, this one, in the Animal Advent. And I didn't even get a picture taken of that because that's what I was doing when Dax wanted to go. So I only even posted 2 things to the group. This is really why I don't join stuff like that, because I'm terrible. I'm terrible about it. But I'm thrilled. This has bee buttons, the 2 bees. I did not put them on. I really didn't think that they added anything to it. And I decided that leaving them off kind of stuck with the whole idea of simplicity. So that's how I justified it anyway. This one's in an actual project bag. I know usually I use Ziploc bags, but this is one I made from a table runner. Just because if it's a good quality table runner, it's lined, so you only have to fold it up and go. I worked on Days of Gold. I don't even know, that's what this says. This is out of Cross Stitcher magazine from September 2016. I'm going with, that's the name of the pattern. I really don't know if it is or not. That's what it looks like. I'm doing this again on a little tiny count, 1/1. I think it's like 28 count. I'm doing it 1/1. This is something that I should use the magnifier with the light that we've owned for years. This time I put in, I finished the leaves put in the flower pot, put in these leaves, and I came over here and started on, it's just kind of a border around this house up here. And it has a color in there that's very, very, very pale blue, which I stitched in here. Some of it remains. I started tearing it out because you can't see it. But then I looked at the pattern, and you can't really see it on there very well either. So I guess it's supposed to be that way. I was going to try to find something different, but I guess it's supposed to be like that. So now I need to go use that magnifier and see what I've done. I make myself crazy, y'all. It's my own fault. This is today's new start. It's the summer welcome, like my fall welcome. I have measured my fabric 3 times to make sure that I don't get up to here and find out that my fabric's long enough, like I did with the other one. Hopefully, we'll see. This is what I've done. I started in the middle, which is somewhere right around in here on this watermelon. So that's where we are. This fabric, actually, let's start here. Dawn told me that I'm not doing a very good job on my needle minders saying, okay, that's not how Dawn said it. Dawn asked me if I had made any new needle minders because it looked like some she didn't recognize. I didn't just make this one, but I haven't used it in a long time. It's from a Mill Hill kit for one of the pins, you know, where you get the pin thing, but I didn't use it for that. I put my needle behind when I'm putting them back in the bag so that it doesn't fall off. I took it and I decided I was going to make a needle minder with it, and you can see that bump. My magnet is behind the felt, so it's the felt that touches the fabric. I was afraid that the magnet wouldn't stay very well if I glued it to the felt, so that's why I put it behind. Anyway, this fabric, I don't know if you can even tell or not. It's not white, it's blue. Yeah, you can tell up against the white right there. Dax uses a fountain pen, and he has a few. He has, the one he uses most often is one that he bought. But we have a couple, he has a couple that one of our clients gave to him because he likes to play around with turning wood and everything, so he made pens and he gave Dax. I think one's a regular pen and one's a fountain pen, but they may both be fountain pens, I'm not sure. Anyway, not that any of that matters. If you don't use a fountain pen regularly, the ink dries in the nub, and I think that's what they call it. Anyway, the ink dries in there, and then you have to soak it in alcohol to get the ink off of it so you can clean it and use it again. And so he had done that. There was a little bowl at the office with alcohol in it, and he had cleaned it, and the bowl with the alcohol, which was now blue because it was full of ink, it was a very pretty blue. And because I'm always like, ooh, what can I do with that? I brought it home and poured it into a mason jar and took this scrap of fabric and poured it in there. And you can see, maybe I'll fold it so that you can see. The edges are darker than, it's kind of dark like this. If you hold it up this way along the bottom, and then it kind of rounds off right here where it's dark. It was laying flat in the sink, And if anything, this was at the higher point of the sink. So I don't know why it did that, but I decided that I liked it. It's very subtle, the fact that it's blue. So I decided to use it for this one. I thought, you know what? That'll be perfect. I was going to use a different piece of fabric, and I decided they stitched this on, it looks like just white. So I thought this would be even a little bit better than that. Again, I'm always doing stuff like that. Again, this man indulges me. I don't know how he stands me most of the time. I did work on my Brooks books. I finished the panda and got started on the alligator. I'm trying to finish each one of these one a month because I only have the 5 across the bottom to go. So in January, I did finish the elephant. I had part of him done coming forward in the year. This is on my list of 20, so I would be absolutely thrilled to get this finished. So I did finish the panda in February. I have a really good start on this alligator for March. We're not quite to the middle of the March, and I'm more than halfway done with him. Again, I'm missing a color. I must have 600 skeins of floss easily because I ended February with 131 whips. I kept them. I don't work from a master set of floss. So how is it possible? Anyway, I'm sure it's probably in something, but I'm not going to go dig through all of those whips to find it. It's a lot faster to go by Michael's. Anyway, I'm missing what fills in right in here. I have high hopes that I can get this one. I would love to get this one finished in March and be able to even get a head start on April. That would be ideal. I got so much done, though, because I got like all of his leg here done because Dax had a dental appointment, and so on Thursday morning, so while he was in there, I sat in the car and stitched, and it was wonderful. I wish he'd make more appointments. And just like that many threads, and I'm missing a color. And it seems like every month I'm missing one color. But oh well, when I finish something, it all goes, I go through, I have a little book with projects, and when I kit them up, I write down any things that I'm missing, and when I finish a project, I open this book, I go to whatever the oldest one is, and look to see if the colors from the one I just finished will work in any of those, and put them in there and mark it off my list. And that list is easy to use when the kids say, hey, what do you want for your birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, whatever. Here's a list of floss. Go spend $5. Your mom will be thrilled. And the last thing I worked on was Abigail's stocking. It is on my list of 20. I have not finished it, but I hope you're sitting down because look at this. So at the beginning of the year, I had his head. That was it. Well, I had all these other things, but I had his head was here. All that I had here. So I finished him and the cat. I've got everything backstitched, all of the snowmen. I need to put in backstitching on the sign. We'll say, let it snow. Abigail's name up here, and then when I finish the candy cane border, it will, it gets backstitched also. I don't know how you people that park do it. I saw somebody posted a video on techniques to use to keep your back neat, which I clearly did not watch the video. I read the title of it, But like these reds in here, there might be 3 reds, and I don't want to 3 stitches, and there are 3 shades of red, and there might be 3 or 4, maybe 5 stitches in one shade in each one of these little stripes. I don't want to do 3 stitches in my floss, 3 stitches in my floss. So I am carrying them. They're getting plenty stitched in with other stuff, but that means, because this is my 25 stitches a day project, which right now it's more than 25 that I'm doing, because I'm doing all the red and all the white for the stripe, you know, so a full thing each day. So I'm not cutting my threads. I'm pulling them out here. Oh my God, are they irritating? I cannot tell you. So anyway, I will stitch this part around here and back up this way, and then probably to about right here, and then I'll take this one and come down, because it will be easiest to adjust right here where I'm not in any curves and stuff. So should I be off or anything like that, it'll be easiest for me to adjust right there. I have very high hopes of getting this finished this month, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how many more times. I mean, I'm going to keep doing my at least 25. It's actually turning out to be like 35 to 45 on each stripe, depending. They are not, you cannot get into a rhythm. They're different. So, I'll keep doing it every day, but sometimes it shows up as my project for the day. So I don't know how many more times it will show up this month, but I really hope that I can get it finished. That is everything that I stitched on. I did do other stuff. I had talked about in a previous video about getting these diamond painting they're supposed to be keychains, but I'm going to put them on my Easter tree because I desperately need them. But I got all of them in the kit done. And so I just need to put little hangers on them. They're pretty freaking adorable, if I do say. This one has some bigger, fancier ones, little diamonds. And the diamonds are very, very shiny, and I mean, they're not like, you know, dull and gross or anything, so I'm quite pleased with them. I set them over there so I can find them later. I told you about dyeing the other one, and I said I'm curious. Maybe that's why I like cats and have so many of them, because we can bond on that. I don't know. Kirsten and I, a while back, I have a friend who gave us some moonshine, and home brewed moonshine. I guess, do you brew moonshine? It's homemade. Home distilled moonshine. And you could tell it was pretty fire water, burned when you swallowed it, burned all the way down. But I saw a thing, and like I said, curious, let's try this, why not? So I went and bought a Brita filter, you know, the kind in the pitcher. They had it on sale at Target at the time for like $15 or something like that. And so I went and got one of those, and Kirsten and we made Dax participate. But Kirsten and I filtered it, and we did a taste test, and we put a shot glass with it unfiltered, and then we filtered it once and put a shot glass with it one time, and then we filtered it again and did a shot glass with a second filter. And y'all, it still tastes like moonshine, but it took away that burn. It smoothed it out, which we really didn't think it was going to make a difference. But, you know, if you homeschool, there's your great science lab project. The kids learn something, mom and dad get to benefit, and it doesn't have to be moonshine. You could use any kind of, take a really cheap liquor and try to make it taste a little more expensive and smooth. I don't know. Great homeschool project as far as I'm concerned. So if you homeschool your kids and you want to use that, you're welcome. Anyway, that was actually really cool. So now we want to try it with some other stuff, maybe some tequila or something. I guess, though, if you ever come to my house, don't try to filter water in the pitcher and drink it. That's not what it's for. It's for alcohol. It's crazy. Anyway, one of the other things I tried. In the last video, I was showing you quite poorly the roll of cross-stitch fabric that I had bought at Hobby Lobby. Trying to find the name on it, which I found as soon as we turned off the camera. Oatmeal. Oatmeal. But I thought I was going to use this for the summer welcome that I started. I took the oatmeal, because, like, you know, we coffee dye other stuff all the time. What about the oatmeal fabric? So I took the oatmeal, and this is what it looks like. I can still smell the coffee on it. It darkened it up. There's a little bit of modeling. It's not really, it's very subtle. But it's a much, let's see if I can open this a little more quietly. It's much darker than the other. So it turned, I really like the color that it made it. See the difference that it makes? So that was really, I think I'll probably do that again. Like I said, I really like the color that it made it. So if you're interested, there's an idea. Okay. I have been shopping. Last year, I was so good. I didn't buy very many patterns. I didn't buy hardly anything. Y'all, I have been shopping like it's my job. And it's not. They are not paying me for this. But I wanted on Addison's stocking, because I don't know what happened, but the embroidery for the tree, the Christmas tree on her stocking, is been torn. So I decided, you know what, I want to put on, I'm going to do the tree out of felt. And so I wanted something better than just Hobby Lobby or 25-cent felt. I wanted something that I felt like was going to last longer, because this is going to be more important than the back on an ornament or something. So off Etsy, from Epicurean Boutique, I bought these green felts because I was like, okay, that way I can look at them and decide what I want. I have a choice of 10. It's 10 pieces of felt. Look at the ribbon that she tied it with. This is how it came. It was in a plastic bag, but I took it out of that. The sheets are 9 by 12. She has all kinds of colors, but I went green. But 10 of these for $12.50. I thought that was a pretty good price. But there's her Epicurean Boutique. Epicurean, I was trying to read backwards and I can't do that. Epicurean Boutique. I will try to remember to put stuff in the description box, but for me, it's a try. I also ordered some fabric for the back. I couldn't decide what I wanted. So I ordered these back quarters to go on the back of Abigail's stocking. Blue with the snowflakes, because snowflakes and the snowman and all of that. It's hard to tell on this one, but it's some of the snowflakes, not all of them. Like these bigger ones are sparkly silver. But I don't think I want blue. So, because with all of this red, I don't think I'll like the blue next to that. So, I got some finishing fabric. And like I have enough fabric around here to open my own store, but didn't like, isn't that the way it always goes? I don't like what I've got. It works for clothes, it works for fabric, it works for projects. Doesn't matter. I bought some of these to hold things. The extra fabric, like on here. I was looking at them, and you know, it's like the more you buy, the cheaper they get. But I bought a bag of 48, I think. I was gonna buy the 24, but then it was cheaper at 48. It was only a couple dollars more. And then if you buy 150, it's almost like getting them for free. But I was like, 48's ridiculous. Kirsten's already taken some, and I'm not gonna put those with every project when I'm working on it. It's when I need it. It doesn't need to be in there. So I have 48. I have, like, you saw the 2 that are in use. And then when I was buying those, I look at these thread organizers. I mean, how cool are those? I bought 3 of them, but I let Kirsten pick one. But stupid Amazon. Amazon makes it too easy. They really do. I'll try to put a link to those in my description. I won't try to put a link. I can absolutely put a link. I will try to remember to put a link. And then from 1, 2, 3 stitch. Thank you again, Kelly. I used my gift certificate. Trying to quietly take these out. I ordered some patterns because goodness knows I needed some patterns. This is from Twin Peak Primitives. What's it called? Legend of Fall. Somebody else. I'm still watching whip parades from the beginning of the year. And somebody, I think, had shown this one, and I wrote it down. I was like, yeah, I need that. Which is why you should not watch whip parades. When I do it, I probably will not do the alphabet, but I don't know. I have apparently, because I have a few other Twin Peak primitives, so apparently I like their style. And then, again, somebody did this one, and I thought it was adorable. I don't even remember who, so I was like, well, I gotta have that one too. It's from Bent Creek. It's the Snapperville, part of their Snapper series, and this one is called Barnyard. I just thought that was cute, so I had to have it. And then I am trying to stitch different memory kind of things for places that we've been. I've got one that I've started from New Orleans. I've got one that I've started from Glacier Bay in Alaska. And then I saw this one, the Riverwalk in San Antonio. So I decided I needed that. We go there all the time. And then it came in. And y'all, I'm scared. This is the floss list. Let's see. I'm trying to find, this is from 1990. I was looking to see if it had anything to tell me the actual stitched size that I could find quickly. I don't think it does. It's not that big, y'all. It is not that big. Oh my God. And these are mixed with Balger. Balger. I'm going to assume like there's blending filament and different things in different colors. And I'm going to assume that that's in the neighborhood of Krynic. I've never heard of Balger. This, like I said, this is from 1990. I have no idea if it exists, if I can find it, if it's even a thing. I'm scared. So I'm just like, oh my God. Ugh. But you know me, I'm stubborn. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. I have more stuff coming from 1884 Stitchery. I was looking on there because I just felt like shopping, and I thought, you know what? I've actually never bought anything from McKenna. I should go look there first. And one of the very first things was some fabric that I think is what I want for what I'm going to do with the stocking for Jacob, because I'm going to do it on a more golden tone with the navy blue stitching. So I ordered the fabric, and you can't just order a piece of fabric, so I had to buy some patterns too. Those haven't come in yet. So, and I have to be honest, I don't feel like the shopping bug has been satiated. I keep trying to reason with myself, and then I'm like, screw it. While Dax is working. And I'm at the office late. Maybe that's a good reason for him to not work late, because I get to a place where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Dax has the ability of tunnel vision, absolute focus, and I can absolute focus for about 15 minutes, and then so I have to do things, and I do this, something else for a few minutes, back to focus, something else for a few minutes. It drives him nuts. I can tell you that. But it's how I keep my sanity. So anyway, I shop apparently this week the last few weeks while I'm doing that something else for a few minutes. Okay, anyway, I know this is going to be really long. I'm sorry. Break it up into watching sessions. I told you we'd do a flip through of this one this time. That's really why I wanted to do a video last week, so it wouldn't take forever, but here we are. So this is Joyful Tidings Cross Stitch Christmas. You can get this year on, which year is this one? $2017. You can get this on, or I saw it on Hirschner's for $3.50 plus shipping. New, these cost like $40. So a book full of patterns for $3.50 is nuts. I paid like $8 on eBay, but I think that included the shipping. I don't really know. Because when I went and looked at Hirschner's, I missed it. I didn't see it. And I wanted this one specifically for that stocking for Jacob. So, here we go. Here's one of the first. Sparkle and Shine. It's a set of 2. Look at that dapper little penguin. I'm pretty sure that that is all done in Krynic gold. Here is the piece that's on the front cover. Again, it looks like it has a lot of DMC gold or Krynic or one of those. There's the stocking that I'm going to do. I'm going to use, like I said, kind of a golden fabric, and then the ornaments will all be in that navy blue. That one has a bunch of beading, which I may or may not do. I'll stitch it first and decide if I think it needs it. I like this one. That's the dangerous part about having books, actually even magazines, that you buy it for one thing and then you go, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that one too. This is, those are neat. I think that one, I was going to say I thought it was Harding or the cut work, but it's not. That's all just stitching. Again, it's got the gold. All of these do. You got to learn to replace that stuff. It does it in sections, and then it has the patterns, and then the next section of photos. This is from the Cheery Christmas part. Again, I like that one too. Not sure how many doors I might need. Those are cute tags, and those would be cute like on perforated paper and then put on the wooden tags, or even just stitched and then put on the wooden tags. A stocking. Got options. Did y'all get to see the bottom of that? I can't see what you're seeing. It's cute. That's cute. And these little ones, like the little bird. They're all pretty cute, to be honest. That's, like I said, that's the problem. And then this one. Got all the little tools and sweaters and all kinds of stuff. It's got power tools, sewing tools, everything a workshop like Santa's would need. This one's Walking in a Winter Wonderland, this section. Box. That one looks like it's stitched on a light gray. Some ornaments. And Santa. I love Santas. I have a collection of them that I put on the mantle. Like big stuffed Santas kinds of things. Some of them are ceramic and some cross-stitch ones, but I don't need more. The box, and it's got some shiny silver. These are done with silver Krynic kind of stuff too. This deer silhouette, that's pretty. It's hard to see the trees in there. And then these crack me up. Oh my God. Look at those mustaches. It's ridiculous. I love it. You know I do. You know I do. How can I not love anything that's stupid? Funky Christmas. Colors a little bit out of the box. I like that one. Eat, drink, and be merry. Well, about both of those. These look like Christmas candies. That one's pretty. I mean, seriously, how cute are these? And I'm telling you, if Hirschner still has them for $3.50, it's not like shipping's going to be $40. That go now. These are stitched on gauze, and then in the cookie cutters. I'm not putting, if I can ever get these 4 finished for my kids, I'm not putting another thing in a cookie cutter. I don't care if it is silk. And then that's cute. Santa's workshop section. I like this. I'll just use the book until it falls apart. These little letters from the North Pole. How cute is that? And I like they got them just clipped on a board. It's adorable. Set of nutcrackers. There you go. Little girl with her doll and nutcrackers. The Christmas tree. And then these are a bunch of just little individual ones. Good for ornaments, small ornaments. And then this section is Elegant Merriment. Look at that. I would hurt somebody if they tried to even lean on that pillow with that much work in it. I feel like, what are you doing? Don't make me hurt you. But look at these ornaments too. I mean, how cool does that look? And again, non-traditional colors. Table runner. It's gorgeous. The reindeer is very nice. That one's cute. Very nice. I think that might be all. Yes, that is all. So, there you go. That is what's in the book. Like I said, it Hirschner's. $3.50. Go buy it. I didn't. So don't be like Taryn. I've bought this book twice, and both times I've bought it off of eBay. I had been watching a couple of them, and I forgot to unwatch them when I bought the one I bought because the seller made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Well, one of the other ones I was watching, the seller made me an offer, and so I decided to go ahead and buy it, take her offer, and so I'm doing a giveaway. So if you are interested in this book, just leave a comment below. All the standard stuff. You have to be 18 or older because I'm going to need your address. I'd appreciate if you were a subscriber, and just say book in your comment somewhere, and I'll give it a month. So maybe I'll draw for my next video. I would like to be back in 2 weeks, as always, but if that doesn't happen, hopefully a month is more than enough time. So I will give it 4 weeks before I draw. So just leave your comment with book somewhere in your comment. And I decided that it's okay. It's okay. Somebody made me a really good offer. I'm glad to help them have a sale on eBay. And because trust me, things have slowed down a lot on eBay. And I decided that I would go ahead and take her offer and get this out to somebody. But if you don't win, Hirschner's, go see if they still have it. Like I said, these books new are $40. That's their listing price. So it's it's the deal of the century. Anyway, I think that's it. Thank you all for liking, subscribing. Thank you for watching and hanging with me. And thank you and welcome to all the new people. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. I have been trying to be much, much better about responding to comments, and because I do love them, and I want y'all to know that, and to know that I do appreciate it and that they are being read. And it's not that I have an overwhelming number of comments, so there's really no reason why I shouldn't. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all too. This is so exciting. How could I forget? I planted stuff. I used to be very good with plants. And then I went through a period of time where I have been very bad with plants. Usually when I buy a new plant, Dax apologizes to it for its impending doom. But I planted seeds, and I think here's the difference. So that the seeds would think I was a farmer, I wore overalls while I was planting them, and they're coming up, so I think it worked. But I had some of the aluminum, disposable cupcake trays, and they have a plastic lid that comes with them. And so I put the starter soil in there and put the seeds in. I watered it. I put the lids on, and I left them alone. That keeps it. I'm finding that for me to start plants, that works really, really well. Because the condensation collects and then falls back down. It's got its own little ecosystem going on in there. But so far, the watermelon, the tomatoes, and the carrots have all come up. It's going to be a horrible salad, but you got to do what you got to do, right? But then today, the bell peppers have pushed through, so I'm thrilled about that. There's another tray of them, and I don't actually know what it is because I can't read the last word that it says. Blueberry something or blackberry something. They're seeds I got from Listia, and I can't read the person's writing that was on the package with the seeds. So I don't know, but it hasn't come up, and it's been over a week. Anyway, they're over in the window. That's why I keep looking over there. But I had a spaghetti squash that I cut open to cook, but the seeds inside had started sprouting. So I scooped them out. I didn't cook it, but I scooped the seeds out and I went and dumped them in a big flower pot out on the porch. And I have about 30 spaghetti squash plants coming up right now that I'm thrilled about. I've tried before, but usually I only get one, and you need more than one for them to pollinate. So I'm thrilled about that. I put some garlic cloves in another pot, and I noticed today that they're starting to push through. Today I put some ginger in a pot. We'll see what happens there. I have 2 pineapple plants that I'm getting beyond tired of waiting for them. I've kept them alive for a couple of years here, and that's almost record breaking. I'm ready for them to produce something, but they haven't yet. I have a couple of avocado trees that are about 2 feet tall right now. The leaves are about a foot long. That's crazy how big those leaves are. And I have about I don't know, I bought a pot that was full of little dragon fruit plants. I've got like 100 dragon fruit plants. I don't even like dragon fruit, but by God, if they grow it, we're going to eat it. So, I'm practically a farmer now, guys. I'm just saying. Actually, the fact that the seeds even sprouted has me thrilled beyond belief. But I just wanted to share my little tiny bit of gardening success. If we get something from it, anything, I'm going to be beside myself. I'll make Dax give me a blue ribbon and we'll take pictures. Anyway, don't forget, if you're interested, don't forget, book in your comment. Thank you. I will let you go. I know it's been so long already. Y'all have a wonderful week or two or more. We just have to wait and see. And I thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Bye.